cloudy, or snowing, which is usually the way it is there. Here's the one man who can tell us why Russia chose a city with palm trees for the Winter Olympics. Jim Ryan from ABC News on the Big 550 KTRS.
We're going to go live to Sochi. Jim Ryan, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
McGraw, how are you doing?
Oh, we're doing fantastic. So let's get to it. The opening ceremonies is tonight. I guess they're going. Have they already happened in Sochi?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It's still several hours away.
All right, good. What do we know about the opening ceremonies? Has anything leaked out?
A little bit, yeah, and I think that what they wanted to leak out did leak out. And they've talked about what it's going to be like, a 2.5-hour extravaganza, musical exploration of the history of Russia. The place seats 40,000 people, the Fished Olympic Stadium, which was built specifically for these events. Thousands of volunteers and 22 tons of fireworks will be shot off.
Wow. We can only hope that Rasputin shows up somewhere tonight in the Russian history.
Yeah, I mean, he's still alive somewhere. They tried to kill him once. They tried to kill him twice. Maybe he's still around.
Maybe he's still running around. All right. What's this Chobani yogurt story that's bubbling up? What's going on there?
Yeah, the Olympic athletes, and especially those apparently from New York State, they enjoy their Chobani yogurt, and they had hoped to have it while they were here in Russia, but the Russians say that because into the country. So that's kind of the controversy du jour that deals with that. And, a lawmaker, at least one lawmaker, has come into the argument. Senator Chuck Schumer is scolding the Russians for not overlooking those paperwork issues and allowing it into the country. So, yeah, that's kind of the deal, Yogurt Gate.
How much of this is head games by the Russian authorities, and how much of this is a real issue?
I know, it's a good question. I mean, if you wanted to, it's a big shipment of something, and regardless of what it is, I think they were going to be sticklers about letting it into the country, especially given these security risks and whatnot. And, I mean, if you can't bring a tube of toothpaste into the country in your carry-on, then, I don't know if you could expect to ship in cases and cases of Chobani.
Right, yeah. Do the athletes really, do they really like their Chobani yogurt?
I kind of doubt it. I think it's just sort of a war of words. It's something to yell about and to, probably I'm sure a lot of them do and have been training with this stuff, but there are alternates.
Right, yeah, and you would think that Chobani is getting the best media attention they've had, and this is great for them.
Yeah, so, exactly. Could be, but 5,000 containers, they hate to see that wasted.
Yeah, no, sitting in a storage facility somewhere waiting to get into the country. Who is Jeremy controversy?
He's one of the skaters, I believe, who was out there last night. And, it's one of these stories that's going to unfold over the next couple of weeks. We expected to see some major things from figure skating. Abbott finished those 7th. And, maybe he will get into the medal rounds and maybe not. But he skated in the men's short program last night. Of course, they had to hold some of the events before the opening ceremonies even because 11 new events have been added to the Winter Olympics this year. And so that's why you had these qualifying rounds going on last night.
Yeah. Jim, give us a sense of what Sochi feels like as they get ready for the opening ceremonies, because this is, everything is as good as it's going to get. What's the thought process as you walk around Sochi?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of excitement building. It's sort of like, the stadium around Super Bowl, on Super Bowl day. No matter where it's being held, people are excited, and they're you don't see any tailgaters out here, but people are starting to flow toward Olympic Park, pick up their tickets for the opening ceremonies and for the rest of the games. And, yeah, I think there's a sense of anticipation.
When you talk about the Russian history, it's so interesting. Are they going to have Lenin and Trotsky and Stalin out there? I mean, it's a pretty interesting history to sort of navigate.
Yeah, it is. It will talk about the Russian Revolution. I don't know how they will touch on the Cold War era, and Khrushchev and all of that. But it's supposed to take us from the 19th century all the way up through the 21st century in 2.5 hours.
Yeah, no, and anybody who's ever taken any Russian history class, it sounds awful. It sounds like a cup of Chobani, but it's actually. Russian history is fantastic. I mean, it's a thrilling ride, Russian history.
Oh, absolutely, and draws so many strings in here into from around the world. So, yeah, I think it will be an interesting thing to watch, and especially, I mean, I think you're pretty up to date on that stuff, and to somebody who knows that history, it'll be interesting to watch.
Lastly, what's going on with Bob Costas's eye? Have you seen that?
No, what's wrong with it?
He's got like a pink eye or a sty on his eye. It looks terrible. So I don't know.
If I run into him, I'll ask him.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
What's
good.
the matter with your eye?
Jim Ryan with ABC News. Tell him McGraw in St. Louis says, what's going on with the eye, Bob?
I'll do that.
All right, good. Jim Ryan, ABC News correspondent, live in Sochi. Jim, be safe, and we'll talk to you next week.
See you later, guys.
You got it. 627 here, Big 550, KTRS.